Yo, what's good, YouTube? Dark Black Crow here with another video. And this video is going to be about look me on the face. Stare at their soul. Look at their soul. So what I mean by this is, this reality is, you could say, taking over. If you ever heard of the term that Earth is hell. And that's true. There's spirits flying around everywhere, whether they work for God or not. And that's because they got sent down to Earth, which I believe is like a different dimension than another place. And what I mean by look beyond the face and stare into the soul is because this is completely out of proportion now. This is no longer a way to identify somebody. And, people are possessed. Like, you see people not acting right, like, when they're off drugs or alcohol and they're just acting different. Well, that's true. Because you see it, they black out and they do stupid stuff, or they slip up with the wrong person, all because they were drunk or intoxicated or high. And that's because when you put that bad stuff in your body and you go to do a drug or alcohol, or weed, then that ultimately opens you up, to different possessions that can take place. And with the faces, sure, you identify somebody by their name or by their face, but it's not the same anymore like it used to be. This reality is completely crashed out, and in my opinion, this reality will end sooner than you think. But with that being said, like, you have to look at their soul and their actions and what they do, because you can look at a face, right? And you can be like, what's up to this person? And they go behind you and talk about behind your back. And you already know this, but you're just too scared to speak on it, or you just want to stay with the person, because there's a lot of shady shit happening, man. These people can't think for themselves anymore. They're thinking because something possessed the hell out of them and it's taking over their body. So you want to watch what you put in your body, Just watch what you put in your body and just keep doing the right things, y'all. I'm going to keep saying that every video, man, because if you're doing the right things, then God will completely bless you and God will love you. But God doesn't love everybody, in my opinion. But that's another video. And, identifying with this is just, yeah, man, it's just not the same anymore, because ever since 2020, which happened, like, it's like a shift happened, and with that being said, like, you have the good and the bad, like the good and evil, you know what I'm talking about. And I know for a fact that if I identified this one person with their face, right, sure, that's him, that's exactly who they are. But are they possessed? Is something happening? Like, if you ever watched Insidious, they're telling the truth. Paranormal Activity, they're telling the truth. And I think it says Paranormal Activity is based off a true story, So, but with Insidious, right, there was this little kid, the movie, there was this little kid, and he fell asleep into a dream, and he got possessed, and he couldn't wake up. He got possessed and trapped in that dream. That's what's going on with this reality, It may not be you being trapped in a dream or anything like that, but it's you getting possessed. And they're trying to take over your body and make it to where it's not you. And even with the father in Insidious, he was possessed and wasn't himself. He went to that dream to save his kid, and ultimately he ended up getting possessed, and he wasn't the same anymore. And that's taking place. So you just want to watch when you identify a person with the face, because people aren't the same anymore. Because, like I said, this reality is completely possessive. And there's strong forces out there that are just, when people sell their soul and stuff like that, they're not the same anymore. Like, I was smoking weed with this one person back in high school, and for some reason he was just yelling and acting possessed, and making weird noises and throwing his hands up in the air and everything like that. And I was like, who is this? Because this is the first day, literally, when I figured out about spirituality. And he wasn't acting the same anymore, when he was off the weed, compared to how he was when he wasn't smoking weed, Like, there are just possessing spirits out here that just want to destroy you. And you got to watch out for that, because they can get a hold of you if you do the wrong things or put the wrong things in your body, And you've heard of the reptilians and everything like that, which I wouldn't say the reptilians, like the people that look like reptilians and you call them a reptilian. I wouldn't say they're reptilians, because I believe that reptilians are for us, Even snakes, I think that they're on the good side. Just don't mess with their habitat and you'll be good, or don't provoke it. But with that, they're just like underground beings, And I believe that the government is creating underground beings, in my opinion, to try and knock us off of the truth. Because, like I said, they put the truth in a lot of movies, and TV shows. Like, yeah, man, they put the truth, like Egypt, and they make us seem dumbfounded because we may not notice it, but when you wake up and you notice these things, you're like, damn, they really know this shit, And with the face, just next time you get around a person, just study their actions and their soul, if they have a pure heart or not. Because in order to get into the afterlife or heaven, you must pass judgment. Whether that's, and this is all my opinion, that's why I'm saying this, but whether that's being weighed on a scale, or God straight up judges you straight to your face, who knows? But yeah, it's just, this reality is so possessive, man, and you just want to watch out for the certain things that you do and who you go around, because that can linger on to you, Like, I think I said this in my last video. You are a product of your environment. Well, you are, because you're being dumbfounded and led by them, and their spirits are attaching on to you, And it's just sometimes dangerous to be around these people, because you're not thinking for yourself. You're thinking for other people. That's why it's good to be by yourself sometimes and just think to yourself, And this reality is just completely over, man. Oh, it's been over, And it's just too many spirits lingering around to just sit back and just relax and just chill with the wrong person, because they can be thinking some shady shit and it's not even them thinking it, Like I said, when you take all these drugs and smoke weed and drink alcohol, which I wouldn't persuade you to take drugs. Don't take drugs, man. That shit completely possesses you. You've heard like the meth addicts or the crack or the cocaine addicts or fentanyl, whatever, that they go ahead and they do it and then they just scream at the top of their lungs and they're just acting crazy. That's because it's not them. It's not meant for us to take. Weed is like something that comes from a plant, so that's a lot safer, And I'm not saying smoke weed, but it's just a different experience, because I've had some good experiences when I was high off of weed, But you just want to watch out for who you're around and what you're listening to, because those thoughts can make you act a certain way and you won't be yourself anymore, You just want to watch out for those things. But look beyond the face, man, because spirits are taking over, and it's a very spiritual world. So you just want to keep your guard up and make sure that you're not letting the wrong thing in, because that can really fuck up your life, It can make you do things that you would never think that you would do, but you do it because you're so possessed by the other side. And there's good possession out there, like angels. You've heard of a guardian angel, someone that watches over you spiritually, and they're only there for you, They're the ones that protect you and guide you, just like God, because they're sent by God to watch you, you know? And yeah, there's just completely none of this anymore. You have to look beyond that, man. You have to study people. You have to, because they can get you fucked up in the wrong run, like how people snake people in the back. You hear it in the rap videos when like snaking people in the back or stabbing people in the back or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's because that person wasn't meant for you. And there's different types of people, like there's like underground beings, there's angels, demons, and they're all throughout this reality, gods, goddesses, you know. And you just want to watch out for yourself, man. Just protect yourself and don't do the wrong things, man. Just keep it going, keep moving forward. And if you go around the wrong person, just keep it short. Just don't talk too much, Just try your best to cut them off, because times aren't the same like they used to be back, 2016 to now. That was 10 years ago. And like I said, in my opinion, this reality will be destroyed, or maybe not even destroyed, just healed by God, The world might end soon. Who knows? But that's just my opinion, But yeah, just watch who you're around and watch what you do. And don't let the wrong things into your body. Don't put the wrong things in your body, because that can completely just mess you up, But that's pretty much the end of the video. Just keep your guard up. Just know that there's spirits lingering everywhere. And, if you haven't watched Insidious, watch it. Or Paranormal Activity, watch it. It's a good eye-opener to the truth. But they put the truth all around. Just everywhere, man. They know this shit, but they just don't want to tell us. Or they just want to make us seem dumbfounded that we just looked at it and we still don't know what the hell is going on, But when you wake up, you finally know what's going on. You know the truth. And yeah, everything around that. So that's the end of the video. Dark Black Corral. Peace, love, and positivity, all y'all. Catch y'all later. Love y'all.